I believe sometimes things can get quite inefficient in the firm, which is why I believe that we should use more automation related tools or engage in more automation throughout the entire firm. So hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Derek and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, the reason why I'm making such videos is so that you can learn from the mistakes that I've made in the past, you can learn from the experiences that I've had gone through so that you don't have to undergo everything by yourself. Okay, so going down to the topic for today, I was a summer analyst at Goldman Sachs in the year of 2021 from May till July. It was a 9 weeks internship and I was in the operations division, seated in the positions regulatory reporting team. So throughout the entire internship, there was two different components. The first being the daily BAUs that I have with my original team, and the second being the events and activities planned by the internship committee. And in this video, I'll be mainly addressing the things that I've learned from the team that I was attached to. If you would like to see more of such videos, do give this one a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you'll be always kept in the loop when this kind of videos comes up again. So the key things that I've learned during the short stint that I had with Goldman was, firstly, Goldman's culture of having one-to-ones. Second being seeking out opportunities for yourself and not the other way around. Thirdly, communication is king. And lastly, it's all about the huddles. So for this first learning point that I had, it has got to do with the firm's culture. Ever since the first day that I've stepped into the firm, a huge emphasis on having one-to-one rained down on me like a mad hurricane. Every single one in the firm will keep telling you that you need to have one-to-one, you need to have one-to-one, you need to have one-to-one with as many people as you can. Speak with different people, network with everyone. It doesn't matter who you're speaking with, but just get out there and speak to someone new. Well, I personally think that that's an amazing thing, right? Because you're expanding your network even as an intern in such an established firm. And the more one-to-ones that you do with people, the more people you know, and effectively you're expanding the network that you have within the firm. So during one of the one-to-ones that I had, one of them mentioned to me that you might not need anything from me right now, but because of this initial connection that we had, in the future when you require my help or someone else's help, it will be because of this initial connection that we had, which will make me more inclined to be helping you out when you're in need of it. Even if you're an introvert, I know it can get quite draining at times, but you need to put yourself out there and speak to different people and get to know more people and just try to network as much as you can whenever it's possible. From what I know, at least in the operations division, no one would turn down a one-to-one with you as long as you are daring enough to schedule it. So going on to the second learning point that I had, so this is something that came naturally to me because of my past internship experiences where I used Excel, Visual Basics as well as Python to automate some of the daily tasks that I have. And for me personally, it has been a great help for my managers and my wider team because when I use such automation tools to help me with my daily work, my managers would no longer have to worry about the kind of human mistakes that people would make, and also my team will have an easier time when they're doing their checks. And for myself, what it did was it helped me gain some form of recognition in the upper management. The learning point here would be taking the initiative to do what you can do to help your colleagues out and alleviate their workload, because sometimes it's the smallest things that you do that will go a long way for you. As much as possible, I believe that you should take the initiative to voice out when something is wrong, or voice out when you believe that you have a greater bandwidth to take on more workload. Communication is really one of the most important things, not just in GS but in any kind of organization. It is highly emphasized in GS and they have many different systems in place to allow you to be a better communicator with different colleagues. So the thing is, if you don't communicate with others, they would never know what you're up to, they would never know what kind of help you might require, they would never know what you're struggling with. Basically, they will not know anything about what you have done so far unless you communicate it out to them. So my personal opinion is that it is very, very important to be voicing out, providing necessary updates from time to time, making sure that they are updated of whatever progress you have made with your current project or with the daily tasks that you're assigned to, and also do mention out and voice out when you require additional help. So the one thing that I really liked about GS was that they don't hesitate to communicate. They don't hesitate to clarify whenever they're in doubt. And as much as possible, they would love to include everybody in their updates. And I personally think that it is a very good thing because even as an intern, I'm included in their weekly and monthly updates, which allows me to have a lot more depth into what they're working on, how the firm is operating and functioning, as well as what is there to look forward to in the near future. So this point on having huddles, I think that the culture of GS having daily huddles and weekly huddles are super great, and it is super helpful. Basically, a daily huddle is where we go around the table and everyone will provide a short update on what they're working on for the rest of their day, how would their day look like, as well as whether they require any additional help from anyone else in the team. This is also the best time for anyone to voice out if they require any additional support or if they have any important updates to make to the wider team. Usually it lasts around 15 to 20 minutes because we are trying to make sure that we keep the most important details within the shortest amount of time possible so that we don't waste anyone's time. I personally believe that by having daily huddles, even though back then we were working at home, it gives us a very good opportunity to be interacting with our colleague. And linking this back to the previous point of communication as well as seeking out opportunities, this is the perfect platform for anyone to be giving the latest updates on what they're working on and seek help whenever they require. Even as a summer analyst, I am well aware of what I can bring to the table and actually be recognized for the efforts that I have put in place. So those 4 learning points are the main key takeaways that I have from this short 9 weeks that I had with Goldman. I hope that these few key learning points will be something that you can take away and also actively apply in your next internship or in your next career move. Last but not least, if you're someone who intends to apply to GS in the near future, I wish you all the best. If you didn't get through into GS successfully during this application round, please don't be disheartened. There's still many different opportunities out there waiting for you. And also, if you're an incoming summer analyst for the 2022 cohort, I wish you all the best for your internship. And hopefully you can secure a conversion offer if that's what you're aiming for. If not, I hope that your time there will be extremely meaningful and full of learning. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.